Alright, hey YouTube. Haven't made a video in a while. So this is my new project. Well, I call it a project. I mean, it runs and drives and works and everything. My new toy, there you go. I'm always working on anything that I have, regardless. So everything I have is a project. Something that I see that I want to change, I'll change it. So anyways, it's a Sandrail. I sold my RM250 and got this. I know I've never posted any videos about VWs or anything. I actually used to have a 65 bug, but I never made a video of it. I don't know why. But yeah, I've actually been into air-cooled VW since I was a little kid, and I had a bug and I sold it. I just lost interest in it, but I still wanted something that was VW, you know, based, I guess you can say. I was thinking about getting a Baja, but then I found a, you know, because I'm into off-roading and I'm into air-cooled VWs, and sure enough, Baja bug would have fit the bill perfectly, but they're a little expensive. Found this one for $1,000. From what the guy said, I mean, I can't really tell. I mean, it's a, you know, your basic, you know, dual port motor. Unless I actually take the cylinder heads off and, you know, check the pistons and cylinders themselves. I was told it was a 1600, so there you go. 1600cc dual port AS41 case, dual relief. It's got a, oddly enough, a DGAV progressive Weber carburetor. It works. I'm not gonna change it. I don't know, these carburetors, I've never seen these on air-cooled VWs. And it's a DGAV, but it's got an electric choke. Go figure. Yeah, so I bought the thing for $1,000. I basically sold my RM250 to get it. Sorry, I don't really have much space over here. I can't really do a 360 view of the thing. But yeah, I mean, it came as you see it. The only things I've done to it so far, I guess, that I've changed. I got that shifter right there. It's a stock shifter from, I think it was a 65 as well, with a quick shift kick on it. It was already shortened. The shifter itself had been shortened. It had been cut. I cut it a little bit more, and yeah, just threw the quick shift on there. I don't know. I didn't like the way the other one felt. It was a T-handle, and you know, I wasn't gonna spend like 40, 50 bucks or whatever it is for one of those Thrush style MP shifters, the trigger shifters. You know, just got this one. 20 bucks with the MP quick shift kit. Works good, you know, pretty short. So that's the one thing that I've done to it that I guess purchased after the fact. I bought, like I said, I sold my bike for $900. Bought this for $1,000, so $100 extra, and I got this thing. It's registered. I got the title. What else did I change? Okay, fuel pump. When I got the thing, it ran like shit. I took the carburetor off. I had to clean it out really good. I opened up the pilot jet a little bit. Just recently. I don't know if you can see right down the intake manifold. I put a little JB weld right there. This side actually was fine, but it was this side that the tube was actually. I don't know if you can see it up in there, a little light adjust, but yeah, it was basically the tube would come in and out versus this one. This one was just in the actual manifold itself. The other one would just come in and out, so I think it had an air leak right there. I sealed it up with JB Weld, and it seems to be working better now. But yeah, the carburetor, DGAV progressive. It's a 3236. It was dirty, man. And the pilot jet was too small for this thing, so I just drilled it open a little bit, and it worked pretty good. So anyways, the fuel, when I did that, I took the fuel pump out just to clean it as well, and I actually broke it, I think, what happened. So this was actually a used fuel pump that I found on Craigslist. I actually found a guy that was selling like a box of 25 for like 15 bucks. So I bought it, took my chances. I was actually able to get 4 good pumps out of it. So for 15 bucks I got 4 good pumps. The other 20 or whatever, they're probably just junk, scrapping, whatever. Took my chances. I still got them. I could probably play with them and get them to work, but I'm not gonna. I got three spares, so I'm good. So yeah, it ran, but it really didn't run all that great, and it mostly was the carburetor. Cleaned that up. It runs pretty good now. Runs pretty smooth. Idles really smooth. That was another thing. It didn't idle for shit. So yeah, got that done. Works pretty good now. The engine itself runs really good. I just got a problem right now with oil leaking right there. It looks like it's coming from where the oil cooler actually mounts to the mount. I changed the seals thinking it was the seals. I didn't over tighten them or anything like that, and it's still leaking. I don't know if the seals are the right seals though. Could be the wrong seals. I visually checked and kind of bootlegged test the oil cooler for leaks. I couldn't find any. I don't know how to test the mount. Maybe the mount's cracked somewhere. But it's leaking. It's got a pretty big oil leak right there. And the push rod tube seals on cylinders 3 and 1 have pretty good leaks, so I'm gonna replace those. But other than that, the engine runs pretty smooth. It's got the 009 distributor with freaking compufire electronic ignition in it. You know, there's not. It had a hesitation before I actually sealed the intake manifold. Doesn't anymore. Well, it still does, but it's not as apparent as before. So you know, it could just be the combination of distributor and carburetor. You know, these 009s aren't the best ones, but whatever. So engine-wise, runs good. It's just got a oil leak. What VW doesn't, right? So the fuel pump, the shifter, and this muffler. This thing had your typical, you know, your typical off-road Stinger exhaust system with the collector right here. Man, my battery's gonna die. Probably have to edit this in somehow. Anyways, typical collector, right? With your Stinger tube coming out right here. You know, comes out. I had a spark arrestor on it. I was never a big fan of VW Stingers. Just obnoxiously loud. I just don't like them. I prefer like a quiet pack or maybe a glass pack or something like that. So what I did was I got this is a Thrush turbo muffler, 2-inch in and out. Basically I cut the original Stinger pipe right around here. I slid this on, just bolted it, screwed it in, whatever. And screwed on this little 90-degree bend right here. That's it. It's a lot quieter. It's personal preference. It's not the prettiest looking thing. I could have spent. I bought it for 30 bucks at AutoZone. I could have spent freaking, what is it, like maybe like $80 or $90 for an actual muffler kit. It comes with a new collector right here with a flange, a 3-bolt flange, and it has a muffler that goes down right here, and it comes down right here and exits out. I really don't know if my rail has enough room for it or not. I wasn't ready to spend another 80-90 bucks on it just for that, just to make it quiet. So, and glass packs are still pretty loud. So, for 30 bucks, I put this in there. I made it work, and it's quiet. I like the way it sounds. It looks, whatever. I painted it black. It's not horribly ugly, but I just prefer a quiet motor. I could take these screws off, take the thing off. I can either put the original pipe back on with an adapter. I can just weld it back on, so you know, I still have that option. And yeah, that's the only things I bought on it. I had to do a lot of little tinkering with the wiring and stuff. Mostly this thing just needed some elbow grease. A lot of bolts and stuff were loose. The wiring, the alternator wasn't hooked up right. It wasn't charging, and I thought I needed a new alternator, but I decided to check the wiring. Sure enough, it wasn't hooked up right. Hooked it up right. It works now. Battery is whatever. It works, but I think it's just so dead because it wasn't charging right. That, I mean, it still works though, at least for now. It's got a few spots where it's been re-welded on this side. Up there, one over there. Basically where I painted black right there. But you know, they're ugly welds, but you know, they seem to hold. Move the seat forward. The seat had no cushions or anything like that. They came with these, you know, seat covers. I just put some padding underneath them and just threw the seat covers on. Cleaned it up. It was really dirty. You know, the paint's faded, whatever. You know, I'm not too picky with stuff like this. You know, it's got aluminum front rims, no brakes in the front, just spindle mount wheels. You know, your typical 3-rib smoothies. You know, kingpin front end. Swing axle. It's got disc brakes. Really rusty right now. I haven't used it. But yeah, it's got disc brakes in the back. There are 4 lug discs with an adapter plate to put the wide 5 VW rims on there. It's got CNC turning brakes, so you know, they work pretty good. The master cylinder had a lot of air in it. I rebled the brakes and got most of it out. I think I might replace it in the future, but for right now it actually does brake pretty good. This grab bar, don't really like it too much. I'd leave it on there for now, but I might do something better with it later. You know, the gauge doesn't work, but you know, just typical front headlight, rear tail lights, ignition switch, start button, basic and simple. I don't know what else. It's just got these, I think they're MP shocks. That's it. Let me see. I'll turn it on right now. Let me hook up the battery. I don't know how it'll start right now. I had it on earlier. I don't know if it's gonna need gas or not, choke or whatever, but it's quiet. I like it quiet. I like to know that my engine has a little bit of back pressure. Not too much. It's not a horribly big muffler either. There's a lot of other ones that are a lot bigger, but this one's not too bad. Okay, let's see if I need to give it gas or not. Okay. Cool down a little bit, but it's not loud. We'll give it a few revs. A little cool right now, but it's running. Let me see if I can catch the leak right here. I don't know if you can see the oil on the case right there starting to drip a little bit. It's starting to move. But it's only leaking when it's on, so I just have this right here for right now, just that sock just to hold it when I have it on right here. But yeah, it starts up pretty good. A little rev from the back. Whatever. So if you have this particular style exhaust, the system, this cheap muffler right here, not pretty, but you know, make it match with the paint. It's not so bad. It's quiet. I prefer my engine to have a little bit of back pressure. yeah, it's smooth, brakes fine, drives fine. Got a little diamond plate cover on the top, lighted whip. You can see the light on right there and a light right there, so that's pretty cool. Tail lights work. See them on back there. Headlights, just two. They're bright enough. I'm having a problem with the lights drawing a lot of current from the alternator for some reason, but it still charges though. So yeah, I mean, basic rail. I know I'm always saying I'll get videos of my stuff out in the desert running. Hopefully I do soon. I don't know, when I'm out there, I just have too much fun to even care to take videos. But yeah, this is my new project. If you have that and you don't want to put the if you have this style exhaust stinger on your rail or buggy, whatever, and you don't want to put the you don't want to buy that big old expensive muffler kit, the baffle insert doesn't really do much. Just throw this muffler on there. It's cheap, you know. Like I said, I just screwed it on, so it might have a little leak right here, but I'm not too worried about that. I can unbolt it and put the stinger back on, you know, with the baffle in it, and you know, just either with an adapter or weld it back on. Not too big of a deal, and I still have it. I can interchange it, whatever. So it's quiet. That's what I was going for. It worked. Look wise, I wasn't too worried about the looks. It's a little ugly, whatever. It works. Wiring, I cleaned up all the wiring. I know exactly how this thing is wired up. Engine runs smooth. Got good throttle response. Like I said, it's probably a 1600cc. It is a dual port, dual relief AS41 case. You know, you got your 009 with compufire, electronic ignition. I got the DGAV versus the typical progressive Webers you see on these things. Other than that, I mean, it's, you know, and plus, I mean, aside from the exhaust and the electronic ignition and the carburetor, it's basically all stock engine, stock swing axle. I'm assuming it's got the stock gearing. You know, it's got 32-inch tires, which I think is overkill. Yeah, that's it. Damn, 18 minutes. Sorry guys, but yeah, there it is. Let me see if I can get a little more this angle. Not really too much. It's right up against the wall. I don't want to move it. Alright, take it easy.